Blackie barked on Tiu Shen's head, woof. Then he jumped up, rushed to bite and break the stones, crack crack. Seeing its ability, Tiu Shen was terrified, heavens. Blackie continued to bite the stones, crunch crunch. After biting, it cried out twice, Yu calling Tiu Shen to come and see. The stone column in front that Blackie had bitten revealed another red column inside. It did not stop, it continued to dig. Seeing that his dog could break the outer protective layer, Tiu Shen was afraid and thought, damn it, although I don't want to admit it, I am really inferior to this dog. Tiu Shen approached the red column that had just been revealed, placed his hand on it, making it sizzle and even emit smoke. Tiu Shen quickly withdrew his hand. He shouted, damn, it's too hot. Tiu Shen laughed wickedly, ha ha. Then he sat down and said to Blackie, Blackie, I know you're hungry. So Blackie agreed to bark, woof. Then little Tuan jumped up and rushed towards the black stone column. Because he was very hungry, Blackie quickly chewed around the stone column to reveal the red core inside. With Blackie's help, the object inside was finally revealed. It was a red weapon. Because Blackie was too full to eat anymore, Tiu Shen lay on the ground, sighed, phew, Seeing that Blackie couldn't eat anymore, Tiu Shen pointed at it and said, continue on, how much more can you eat? In response to Tiu Shen's question, Blackie let out a burp. Tiu Shen pretended to do something with the stone leg of Blackie, stood up, while Blackie was still lying on the ground, its full belly swollen, burping again. Seeing Blackie like that, Tiu Shen looked down on it, tisk, pathetic dog. Finally, Tiu Shen had to take matters into his own hands. He stood in front of the red stone column and activated it with his hand. Tiu Shen held the red stone column up. The heat of the column made a sizzling sound when Tiu Shen touched it and even emitted smoke. Tiu Shen shouted, oh, it's too hot. Then he tried his best to lift the stone column from the ground, oh my. The heat of the stone column caused it to burst into a powerful flame. Tiu Shen thought, even though I want to test the power of this stick, but now that I've held it, I can't help but shoot. Tiu Shen used all his strength in this moment, growling as he lifted the stone column from the ground, oh yeah, making it burst into flames. Holding the new weapon in his hand, still covered by a powerful flame, Tiu Shen said, this mighty fire is perfect for me to practice my ancient body technique. In the inner perception space, Tiu Shen is immersed in the envelopment of a powerful flame. He is slowly absorbing the flame into his body. Tiu Shen held the new weapon in his hand, the other hand forming a seal, the origin of all things, the integration of the ancient body technique. Tiu Shen chanted another mantra, let the chaotic fire be fully utilized. Then a fierce fire erupted around him. Tiu Shen thought, my ancient body technique is getting stronger thanks to this fire. Tiu Shen looked at his arm holding the red stone column and said, luckily I learned the secret to resist fire, otherwise, my arm would not be able to hold it. In the inner perception space, Tiu Shen was also excited as he gradually took control of the flame. He summoned a flame on his fingertip. A little regretfully he said, this flame makes my ancient body technique progress by one level, but it's still far from a breakthrough. With his experience, he couldn't discern the grade of this stick. Tiu Shen carefully observed. Tiu Shen hoisted the red stick on his shoulder, pointed and said to Blackie, this time it's a big gain. Blackie, let's go back first and study this stick. Blackie sat on the ground, one leg on its belly and agreed, sure. In a cave, there is a pile of burning fire. Tiu Shen held the red stick in his hand, looked at it, carefully studied it, then thought, this stick is so solid, the essence of my ancient body technique can't even resist the fire. He looked at the purple stone attached to the stick and speculated, the nucleus of the stick also contains an attribute of magnetism. This must be the legendary rare magnetic stone. Blackie lying on Tiu Shen's head saw the stick and really wanted to eat it. It salivated continuously, Seeing that he couldn't eat the stick, Blackie jumped off Tiu Shen's head in anger. It lay on the ground rolling back and forth, then it barked, wow wow, meow wow. Seeing Blackie barking like a cat, Tiu Shen helplessly said, you even learned to meow. After a while, Tiu Shen finally compromised. He looked at the stick and said, but, this stick is not suitable for my martial arts. He handed the stick to Blackie, who was rolling on the ground. There you go, eat it, Blackie. Seeing that it could finally eat, happily barked, woof. Blackie quickly bit and broke the stick, emitting a crunching sound. It happily hugged the stick and chewed on it, chew chew. Finally, it finished eating the red stick, leaving only a purple stone. It seems that it couldn't handle the stick. Xiao He sat down, burping continuously. Then it looked at Xiao Shan, and Xiao Shan said, "No need to look at me, just eat it all. It's all yours." Agreeing, Xiao He let out a bark, "Ah." With the purple gem in its mouth, Xiao He barked continuously, "Ah, ah, ah." Xiao He happily ate the remaining purple stone, making a crunching sound. After finishing the meal, Xiao He barked, "Ah, ah." Its body emitted a purple light and it stood on its hind legs. It also opened a third eye on its forehead. Xiao He's front paws emitted a purple aura. Seeing Xiao He's unusual behavior, Xiao Shan called out, "Xiao He." Suddenly, there was an explosion outside the cave, and smoke filled the air. Xiao Shan stabilized himself and shielded his eyes, wondering what just happened. As the smoke cleared, a large animal foot appeared. It turns out that the creature was Xiao He, who had transformed into a powerful and mighty dog after eating the stone. It approached Xiao Shan, who couldn't help but exclaim, "The little thing in your possession is truly amazing. It can consume so much in an instant." Xiao Shan patted its head and smiled, impressed. Xiao He responded with a bark, "Ah." Xiao He looked at Xiao Shan and barked, asking a question. Xiao Shan replied, "Do you want to spar with me?" Xiao He placed a paw on Xiao Shan's shoulder and barked, "Ah, ah." Xiao Shan crossed his arms and bowed his head, saying, "So you think you're strong because you're big?" Xiao He stepped back and prepared for battle, barking loudly. Xiao Shan was also ready. He condensed his aura in his hand and said to Xiao He, "All right, let me see your current strength." Xiao He barked twice, "Ah, ah," and then rushed towards Xiao Shan. The next day, in a dojo, Vong Zhang was talking to a young master sitting beside him, saying that the elders of the family have all arrived. The man addressed as the young master sitting on the chair gave a command, instructing the others to come in. Vong Zhang replied, "Yes." Two men outside the room entered after lifting the curtain. They were the elders of the families. The chubby man said, "Young master, we've arrived." The young master politely replied, "Thank you for coming, elders." The chubby elder asked about the news he had recently heard. "Young master, it is said that a rare mineral vein has been discovered, with amazing fossils." Vong Zhang replied, "That's correct. Not only did we find the rare mineral vein, but we also discovered something extraordinary. Let us go and see." The chubby elder agreed. "All right, let's go." They all entered the cave to see the extraordinary discovery. As they walked, Vong Zhang introduced, "No one has seen anything like this before. It has lived for so long, yet this is the first time it has been seen. The two of you will surely be amazed when you see it." Suddenly, the young master exclaimed, "Vong Zhang, please look. Please look." Vong Zhang looked at the scene in front of him and was also surprised. What? The cave was now completely empty. The furious young master shouted, "Where is it? Where did it go? Vong Zhang, where is my precious item?" Vong Zhang tried to calm him down. "Young master, don't worry. I have no idea what happened." The chubby elder made a guess. "It seems someone else was faster than us." The young master's face darkened. Suppressing his anger, he said, "No, it's impossible. Absolutely impossible." Vong Zhang affirmed, "It appears that you are right, young master." The infuriated young master commanded Vong Zhang, "Damn it. How dare they scheme against us? Seal the mountain for us, even if we have to dig up 3 feet of dirt to find them." Suddenly, the chubby elder spoke up, "Ha ha, young master, there's no need to be bothered. Just leave it to me." Seeing that he had a plan, the young master slightly calmed down. The chubby elder had a solution. The chubby elder, along with his companions, confidently declared, "Young master, leave finding this person to us. If I say I'm second, then no one dares to claim to be first in this world." He put a finger in his mouth and bit it until it bled, then said, "Just wait and see." After biting his bleeding finger, he created a spell that looked like a whirlwind. Within the spell, the image of Tiu then from yesterday appeared, spitting on a red stick. Realizing the thief, the young master gave the order, saying, "Very well, if he dared to steal from our king, I want to see his face." The fat elder said, "It's a small matter, continue with the spell." Within the spell, the image of a person with no visible face, the man in the spell mocked and raised 2 fingers. The people in the cave watching this were all surprised and asked, "What is this?" The fat elder immediately spat blood. "This is a celestial protective talisman, it doesn't reveal its true identity." The fat elder kneeled on the ground, flowers splattering, and the thin elder asked, "Fat elder, are you all right?" The fat elder fearfully replied, "It's truly unbelievable." The young master folded his arms, looked at the fat elder and called, "Fat elder, He asked, "What happened? Why can't I see his face?" The fat elder fearfully replied, "Young master, this person is absolutely extraordinary. Although his tracking ability is strong, he also has weaknesses. There are many people in this world who are protected by the heavens. The thief of these ores is one of these people." He remembered the appearance of the ore thief, very strong and wearing a mask. Hearing this, the young master said disdainfully, "Even a useless person thinks he has the ability, it's ridiculous." The young master turned around and left. While the thin elder was helping the fat elder up, Bong Trung said, "Fat elder, you've worked hard. Thin elder, please take him to rest." Then the fat elder and the thin elder left together. Bong Trung was advising his young master to calm down. "Young master, no matter what, he is still the king's elder. Your words have hurt his self-esteem. Young master, you've already shown him enough respect by calling him worthless." The young master commanded Bong Trung, seal off the mountain. We must find him, skin him alive and make him suffer. Outside, Tiu then was lying on the back of Tiu Hak, enjoying himself and said, "Ha ha, it seems like I won. I almost got my defense broken by you." Tiu Hak had a lump on his head, lying on the ground with his tongue out, panting, "Ah." Tiu then covered his eyes and laughed, "Ha ha ha, sorry, that hurt." Tiu Hak, angry, snorted, "HMPH." Tiu then patted his head, consoled him with one finger, "With your current cultivation level, 3 people together can't handle your move, unless they encounter a deity capable of suppressing you." Tiu then determinedly said, "I am approaching the 3rd level of the ancient martial arts. If all goes well, just by absorbing all the thunder essence here, I will almost break through completely." He was very excited, "Then I can fully use the complete thunder roar technique." He jumped up. Not only that, he rubbed his shoulders, just breaking through to the 3rd level of the ancient martial arts. I can also use another martial art, the ancient war intent. Tiu then recalled this move, with golden circles surrounding it. The ancient war intent is a martial technique that combines the ancient martial arts with the ancient battle will. It can temporarily enhance my cultivation level several times. Although it can only be maintained for a short time, it can be decisive in a battle between top masters. During this short period, many things can change. Tiu then closed his eyes and thought. At this time, Tiu then saw a signal in the distance. It looks like Vong Din found out. Then Tiu then turned to Tiu Hak and said, "Tiu Hak, let's go ahead." Inside the tent, the fat elder said, "Vong Din doesn't even regard us. I am the elder of the Vong clan, and he doesn't even show us any respect." The thin elder said, "Those above can't help but bow their heads. It's a pity that the young master died early, if not, we wouldn't have to suffer this humiliation." The thin elder asked, "Is the 3rd young master coming back soon?" The fat elder asked back, "What do you mean by this?" The thin elder replied, "The 3rd young master is humble, don't hesitate." Then the 2 of them looked at each other without saying anything. This time, at the gathering place for the extraction of meteorite. The miners here were working very hard. One worker said, "It's so hot, I'm dying. Let's take a break." Suddenly, a shadow appeared. While the workers weren't paying attention, this shadow took a large quantity of meteorite ore. This person hugged the pile of ore and laughed happily, "Hee hee hee." Then he swung his arm and chopped a rock, creating a table. He carefully placed the pieces of meteorite on it. This shadow turned out to be one of the elders of the Divine Sword sect. After absorbing the blood essence, he regained some strength and now he was stealthily absorbing meteorite ore. He laughed loudly, "Ha ha ha. I never expected that absorbing the blood essence of others would make me this powerful. My power now surpasses what it was before." He stood above, looking down at the workers. The workers sent by the royal family numbered at least 1,000. If he were to absorb all of them, he might gain more power. Now I can seek revenge. He laughed. Then he disappeared like a puff of smoke. The scene shifts to Vong Din's tent. Vong Din was pacing back and forth. Why did Lao Tam return? Didn't he cultivate in the upper realm? Damn it, just as Vong Din was about to call for his second brother, he was cursed at. Why did you only mention this now, you worthless spy? Vong Din was frustrated. This matter. Vong Din waved his hand, dismissing him. Get lost, you useless bunch of idiots. Lao Tam's return clearly means he knows that I have found the meteorite veins. He came to steal the credit. It is obvious that he has bad intentions. He clenched his fists and cursed, "What the hell? Why am I so unlucky?" Vong Trung said, "Young master, I think you needn't worry too much. 3rd young master is engrossed in his cultivation and has always been indifferent towards family affairs." Vong Din grumbled, "What do you know? Lao Tam is deceitful and treacherous. He pretends to be dedicated to martial arts, but in reality, he is always seeking opportunities to kill me. He killed our eldest brother. Others may not know, but I saw it with my own eyes. Everyone said that I caused our eldest brother's death, but only I know that Lao Tam, that beast, is the most sinister and venomous. This time he came back to kill me for sure. Just as Vong Din was thinking this, he heard someone calling for his second brother from outside. Lao Tam entered. He raised his hand and greeted, "Second brother, I've heard from a distance that our little brother is discussing something with you." He smiled mischievously. "Why, do you miss our little brother that much?" "Ah ha, third brother, why did you come so fast?" "Because I missed second brother so much," Lao Tam replied. "Ah ha, second brother, how have you been?" Vong Din said in a casual tone, "Of course, I would never forget my beloved little brother." Lao Tam turned to look at Vong Trung and said, "Trung, I have something to discuss with my second brother. You can leave first." Vong Trung nodded and said, "All right, I'll leave first then." Lao Tam looked at his second brother with a friendly smile. "Second brother, why do you seem a little afraid of me? I am your own blood brother after all." Vong Trung left, sighing as he walked away. Vong Trung's suspicion of his second brother had become overwhelming. Lao Tam smiled amiably and said, "Second brother, why do you feel that I scare you a little? I am your own blood brother, after all." Note: the translation provided is as close as possible while maintaining the approximate number of characters as the original text. "Second brother, I'm so scared. What do you want?" Then he knelt down and begged, "Brother, everyone listen to me. I beg you, brother, please don't kill me." Second brother laughed loudly. Then he reached out his hand towards second brother, stroking his head. "Second brother, don't worry, I won't kill you. I only killed eldest brother that year because he didn't listen. As long as second brother obeys, I won't kill you. Second brother, don't be scared. Brother, listen to me, third brother." "Third brother," Brother Tam laughed happily. "Good, second brother is the smartest." "That's right, second brother. This time, I need your help with something. I want you to send someone to eliminate the Tan Van Gate. This small matter, second brother won't refuse, right?" Vong Ding doubted and asked, "Tan Van Gate?" "That's right, Tan Van Gate. Eliminate them all, not a single person should survive, except for a little girl named Quang Man, she must be kept alive." Vong Ding obeyed. "Yes, yes, yes." Brother Tam stroked Vong Ding's head. "I leave this matter to second brother." When preparing to leave, Brother Tam turned back. Continuing to speak, "That's right. My master wants to come to the martial world. This mineral vein is considered a gift for my master. Eldest brother must have put in a lot of effort, quickly dig it up a little." After Vong Tru Dien left, Vong Ding collapsed to the ground. He was very scared and regretted his actions. But mostly, he was still angry. He clenched his teeth and called out Vong Tru Dien's name. At this time, Elder Fat and Elder Skinny came to pay respects to Vong Tru Dien. Elder Fat laughed and said, "Long time no see, our third young master has grown up now, grown up." Elder Skinny laughed, "Ha ha, not only has third young master grown up, but his cultivation is also getting better and better. I'm afraid the two of us together are no match for third young master now." The two elders laughed and teased, "I am just a useless young master, it is still thanks to second brother for developing me." At this time, Elder Fat coughed. Vong Tru Dien asked about Elder's health. Elder Fat sighed, "Ah, it's a long story. Take your time to explain." Then Elder Fat recounted what had happened to Vong Tru Dien. He became angry and slammed his hand on the chair. "Damn it. Dare to play tricks on me, the crown prince, and even injure my subordinate. I won't be a human if I don't avenge this." Elder Fat and Elder Skinny looked at each other without saying anything. Then Vong Tru Dien took out a pill and handed it to Elder Fat. "This is a healing pill for your injury. Drink it, Elder, first." Vong Tru Dien said, "Drink it quickly, Elder." Elder Fat looked at the pill and asked, "What is this?" "The highest grade spiritual pill." Elder Fat refused. No, this is too precious. Compared to your health, what is one pill? If you continue to refuse, I will be angry." Hearing that, Elder Fat reached out his hand, "Then I will accept it." Then Vong Tru Dien turned and said, "I must go now, don't bother Elder's treatment anymore." Elder Fat looked at the pill and said jokingly, "This is the difference." Vong Tru Dien walked and said, Someone protected by fate, interesting. I didn't expect to meet a martial artist like me here. I'm afraid this is the supreme being. No, I should call you Tiu then, divine envoy. At this point, the royal army has begun to hunt down Tiu then everywhere. But Tiu then and Tiu Hak still calmly lay on the tree. Tiu then patted Tiu Hak's head and asked, "Why hasn't Fong Vo Dao arrived yet?" Before he finished speaking, a message arrived. "Master, I'm here. Right on time, come over quickly." From above, 4 people landed on the branch in front of Tiu Than. Fong Vo Dao still wore a mask and greeted, "Greetings, Master." "Master, everyone in this forest belongs to the royal family. Do we need to?" Before Fong Vo Dao finished his sentence, Tiu then interrupted. "They were just looking for martial artists, there was no need to chase and kill." "Understood, allow me to introduce these friends. This person is Hop Dao Ni Trong, this person is Hop Dao Tam Trong, and this person is Hop Dao Tu Trong. Great, if all of you join the Tan Van Mon, you will surely soar to new heights." The 4 of them folded their hands and thanked the celestial masters. Tiu then continued, "Fong Vo Dao, your task today is to lead these 3 to distract all the experts of the royal family. Remember, no bloodshed, just steer them off course. Once I finish absorbing all the mineral thunder, we will retreat." Fong Vo Dao asked in surprise, "Absorb all of it?" "Yes, that's correct. Absorbing the mineral thunder will take about 1 incense stick's worth of time, so we'll need your help at that time." They immediately set off, and after a clear signal, the 4 of them began their actions. Tiu then laughed, "Next, we just have to wait for them to dig up all the mineral thunder." Ha ha, the sunset slowly descends. There's a command from a human, "It's no longer early, everyone hurry up and go on the cart carrying something. It's sky blue and looks extremely beautiful." There are many people making an effort to transport that object to be stored, while Vong Din is overseeing the work process of everyone. It seems like he's very angry, damn it, so many Thunder Spirit stones, and they were all taken by Lao Tam. He commands, "Hey you, come here, how many Thunder Spirit stones did you dig up this time?" The soldier bows respectfully and replies, "Young master." "Second young master, it's related to Thunder Spirit stones, no one has the right to ask besides you." Hearing the soldier say that, Vong Din becomes even more furious, he scolds, "Damn it! You even dare not to listen to my words." As he says it, he slaps the soldier to the point where his nose bleeds. The soldier is terrified, he hurriedly explains, "Second young master, spare me. If there's no order from the second young master, I absolutely won't tell you. It's true that it's not right for a soldier to do this, or that." Before the soldier finishes his sentence, Vong Din kicks him and sends him flying, "So you can just die." He touches the Thunder Spirit stones, making them emit a cracking sound. Vong Din holds the Thunder Spirit stones and examines them. He thinks, should I really have to give it to him? Why? There are people standing behind him, they respectably call him second young master. Sai Hua Duang says, I found it, he asks where. Sai Hua Duang replies, "Not far from here, in the forest. I discovered several suspicious figures, moreover, their strength is very high." Vong Din orders, "Good, go and call Trong Lao Map Gay, and the other elders of the clan. The rest follow me." Sai Hua Duang answers clearly. Everyone immediately obeys the order and flies towards the suspicious people in the forest. Vong Din and some elders also run towards that place. A man stands on high ground, observing every movement of Vong Din's group. The man with purple eyes, hiding in a corner, expresses his delight, "Holy Sun's trick, haha, Tiu then, I'm waiting for you here." When Vong Din arrives at the forest, Tiu then has already arrived where the soldiers of Vong's clan are transporting the Thunder Spirit stones. Suddenly, Tiu then appears from behind a rock, causing the soldiers to exclaim in surprise. Tiu then single-handedly defeats all the soldiers, making them fall to the ground. His strength is truly terrifying. Tiu then steps on the ground, causing the rocks to fly everywhere. Then he stops, making dust rise. He looks at the blue Thunder Spirit stones and evaluates. It seems like there's over 1,000 caddies. He assigns a task to his little black dog, Tiu Hak. "You keep watch for me. I have to start now." Tiu Hak shows a cute face, happily obeys the order, woof. But seconds later, it changes its attitude, revealing a very aggressive expression, grr. Its eyes continuously observe the surroundings. Tiu then starts to do something. It seems like he's planning to absorb all the Thunder Spirit stones into his body. He raises both hands and shouts out, "Hey!" The Thunder Spirit stones immediately break into smaller pieces and fly up. Since a while ago, the man with purple eyes has been standing on high ground, observing every movement of Tiu Than. He says to himself, "To you then, you never could have imagined that I have already seen through your plan, waiting for you to exhaust your energy to absorb the thunder spirit stones into your body." He smiles sinisterly, "Then it will be the time for you to die." The sun slowly descends, the sky has been dyed a bright red. Vong Din's group and Fong Vo Dao are facing each other, the atmosphere is extremely tense. Suddenly, Fong Vo Dao bursts out laughing extremely cheerfully. Vong Din expresses suspicion. He turns around and asks the man with a square face, "Those guys are?" That man answers, "They don't really look like it." The man with a long face immediately realizes, "It's the Holy Sun trick, we fell for it." Let me explain briefly. The Holy Sun trick is included in the 36 tricks. It means finding a way to get the enemy far away, or isolate them from their favorable territory, so that they can't rely on that favorable condition, aiming to weaken or reduce the harm they cause. He is frustrated. "What?" Fong Vo Dao laughed loudly, "Ha ha ha ha." Then pointed his finger in front of him, now only realizing it is too late, "So let's entertain you first." The Fong Vo Dao people flew towards the Vong family. "Go my brothers." The Vong family gave orders, "The rest of you stay and detain them. We will go back to guard the minerals." The man with the long face said, "Just leave it to us." Of course, he never thinks as fast as Fong Vo Dao. He asked if he wants to go. "You have to ask if I agree or not." The distance between him and the Vong family has been shortened. The Vong family said, "If you want to die, I will let you meet the king of hell first." Fong Vo Dao challenged his arrogant attitude, "If you have the courage, come then." A circle of Vong family surrounded him. Vong family shouted. The people around are not idle. A person beside Vong family attacked the purple-haired group of Fong Vo Dao. The square-faced guy attacked the soldier of Fong Vo Dao. Back to Tiu Than. He is still absorbing the power of the minerals. He sits on the ground to slowly absorb the power. The little black is worriedly looking towards his master. The man with purple eyes is still observing. Good. He absorbs a large amount of energy, and now he is being bitten back. If he doesn't take action now, then when? After calculating, he jumps to Tiu Than's place. His hands activate his power. He loudly says, "Prepare to die." This combat punch is a Vo Ki Dia Gi's supreme technique. Don't say that you are now being bitten back. Even if you are in a flourishing period, you still can't block this strike of mine. He is still sitting there, seeming not to feel the danger approaching. The little black has already realized it. It barks anxiously. The man with purple eyes then slowly lands. He stands right behind him. He introduces, "This is the spirit beast that the master gave me, O Hop Man Beast. Its cultivation is also in the Tam Trong Dao." He gives an order, "O Hop, play with this dog." Because of obeying the order of the master, the pig immediately jumps up. Of course, the little black is not inferior either, it continuously growls. The man with purple eyes also slowly approaches, appearing like a beast playing with its prey. He introduces, "This is the divine beast that the master gave me, O Hop. Its cultivation is also in the Tam Trong Dao." He gives an order, "O Hop, play with this dog." Because of obeying the order of the master, the pig immediately jumps up. Of course, the little black is not inferior either, it continuously growls. The man with purple eyes can't figure out why. His O Hop starts slowly retreating. It seems scared, sweat is pouring down from it. Seeing his beast weaker, he wonders, "Why are you like this, O Hop?" The little black slowly approaches, it is like a beast playing with its food. Seeing the little black getting closer, O Hop becomes more scared. Its legs are trembling so much that it can't run anymore. Now, he realizes that this is a counterbalance technique. Knowing that his beast won't win, he gives a simpler task than before, "O Hop, just stop it momentarily." Obeying the master's order, O brave enough to move forward. Little black, too, it flies up and presses the head of the brave. Seizing the opportunity, the brave stopped the little black to prevent it from hindering his actions. Then he started his move to attack the god too. Hoo, go to hell. Finishing his words, he hit the brave on his back. It seems that this hit was not light, so the brave groaned. On the other side, the little black had bitten the brave's neck, causing it to make a funny sound. Quickly, it had freed itself from the sharp teeth of the little black. And then it rushed towards the little black, biting its hind leg, growl. Of course the little black managed to escape. The little black slowly advanced towards the brave. Sound of teeth grinding. And then the pig lying on the pool of blood. Just by looking at it, you can tell that the little black had killed the brave. The man with purple eyes still didn't know his beast had died. Here he laughed happily. Ha 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 ha. Gods! You take this hit from me, death is certain. He corrected himself, no, I should call you, the god too, since you are the protagonist. Naturally you will be fine. The god too let out a sigh. God too, with blood flowing from the corners of his mouth, asked, who are you? He answered, ha, I am Dean, the third son of the royal family, the decree of my master, here to destroy you. The little black, seeing its owner being attacked, became extremely angry. It rushed towards Dean. The brave seemed to have died, but now suddenly woke up. Jumped towards the little black, making it quite surprised. He witnessed this scene and said that the brave could keep resurrecting, but your little dog is really strong to be able to kill the brave ones. It seems it has to follow me to be correct. Soon after, the little black counterattacked, growling fiercely. The little black used its sharp claws to scratch the brave, making it scream in pain. He looked at the god too sitting on the ground, arrogantly asked, God too, you won't live much longer, do you have anything to say? He replied unexpectedly, I failed again underground. He sighed, ironically. He said, stop sighing, short or long, dying in my hands, you will be considered valuable. He stood up and said, don't let down your guard, let me go. He said, don't sigh again, dying in my hands, you should feel lucky. The god too stood up, he disappointed him again, I'm not sighing because of this, he coughed. He continued, I regret for you. He didn't understand, so he asked again, what do you mean? He explained, if you had been a little later in attacking, I might not have lived much longer, but unfortunately you were too hasty. After saying that, he pointed towards Dean, making him terrified, He suffered from pain, cough. It seems that Dean was pleased too early. He explained, that one hit of yours helped me reduce the power of the lightning element in my body. If you had attacked a little later, when the power of the lightning element destroyed my body, you might have really killed me. He struggled to break free from the grip of his arm, you. Contrary to his arrogance just now, he was now very humble, tremblingly begging him, let me go. Behind him, a large beam of yellow light appeared. The two beasts also stopped fighting because of this, barking, yang. That beam of yellow light turned into a very large pillar. Those in the forest on the other side also stopped fighting and watched the beam of light. Vong Ding evaluates, the terrorist power is at least the Dao 4, not the Dao 6, 7. The square-faced man speculated, maybe that name has absorbed thunder or. Vong Ding immediately denied, impossible, it's only been a short time, how can someone absorb all the power of thunder or? Feng Void Dao praised, the venerable is too powerful, that power should at least be the Dao 7, relying on the martial arts of the venerable. I'm afraid he can kill all of us in a blink of an eye. Feng Void Dao said to the young man, you're finished. The long-faced man proposed a plan, second young master, you should withdraw. The matter now belongs to the prince, we don't need this thunder ore anymore. He replied, understood, then I'll trouble the two elders. The two of them exchanged glances and signaled each other silently. The square-faced man struck him in the chest, causing him to cough up blood. Vong Ding was shocked, all of you. The long-faced man pretended to speak, second young master, I didn't mean to do that, while the square-faced man laughed sinisterly. The long-faced man pretended and said, sorry, then struck him away, it seems that I shouldn't trust anyone. The long-faced man said, die. Then the two of them turned their backs and left. Feng Void Dao, in that moment mourned for him. This young man's Lufu 5 organs were already shattered and couldn't be saved anymore. Blood flowed out from the corners of his mouth. Feng Void Dao delighted, haha, unexpected that you would also have such a day. Feng Void Dao would naturally not save him. Alright, everyone follow me to meet the Chuthian Venerable, let's go. Vong Ding was not dead yet, he slowly opened his eyes. He breathed heavily. He felt as if he had gained a small life from the abyssal light, continued to breathe heavily. Vong Thu Dian exclaimed incredulously, it couldn't be, absolutely couldn't be. He still couldn't believe his eyes. How could a human body receive such tremendous power in such a short time, so that the spiritual power in his hand increased even more? He replied, the human body is very marvelous, but it's not something you can see through. He questioned, you were sent by Vong Vu Thien, right? You're still young, but your thinking and methods are cunning. I still don't want to kill you. Take this opportunity. He immediately begged, why don't we let each other go? Let me go. I can help you with something. He replied, nurturing a bee in one's sleeve is not my style. Vong Tru Dien changed his mind again, fine, if that's the case, let's just finish it then. Vong Tru Dien gloated, escaping from his restraints, just by biting this pill, my cultivation will increase greatly. He exclaimed, this is a pill that enhances the senses. Vong Tru Dien replied, yes, this is my sect's secret technique. It can increase my cultivation by 3 levels in a short time. Your spiritual power is very strong. I admit that I underestimated you, but today, the one who must die is you. He smirked at Vong Tru Dien. He said, all right then, let's see who the deer belongs to. A burst of laughter rang out, ha ha ha. That laughter was from an old man. He said, it's been a long time since we've met, young man, do you still remember me? Tiu then exclaimed, what, you're still not dead. The old man disappointed him. He said, not only am I not dead, but my cultivation is even higher than before. Furthermore, this power is still constantly increasing. Ha ha ha. Vong Tru Dien stood there observing everything. And naturally, he was recognized by the old man. Hey, young man standing there, I saw that your skills are not bad just now. The old man negotiated while using martial energy. Tiu then is also my enemy. You and I join forces to kill him. What do you think? He laughed heartily. The old man handed the branch, and the man struggling in the water naturally grabbed it. Well, that's even better. You won't be able to escape. The old man replied, ha ha, sure, let's do that. Let's start. Although he said so, he had a different plan in mind. Ha ha, you foolish boy, once I kill the celestial being, you'll be next. In the dark night, you stood there deeply immersed. Tai Shen said, he's not dead yet. The old man replied, the heavens won't let me die. They have given me a chance for revenge. You arrogantly said, if the heavens won't let you die, then I will make sure you die. Of course, Tai Shen has the right to do so. That's cool. Tai Shen is fighting against 2 people and they were both severely beaten by him before. The old man released something red, which looked like a ghost. Die. Those red liquids moved towards you and the smell is disgusting. The old man used his technique, Blood Demon's Hand. A giant red hand with sharp claws immediately appeared. Tai Shen also raised his hand in front of him, the divine impression. Immediately, a black dragon of the same size as the old man's hand appeared. You controlled your fingers and used the heavenly demon's technique. Then you punched forward, smashing. He used his technique, Sadness of the Broken Blade. You manipulated your vital energy. A bright column surrounded by black and red circles appeared. The old man called out, hey, let's go together. Imperial Rule response, got it? I will attack him while he's distracted. After saying that, the 2 of them flew towards you. You also attacked them. The old man struck a powerful blow towards you. Tai Shen thought that this guy's cultivation has not declined. The Imperial Rule was nothing special. He kicked back at you, but you were killed. You disdainfully sneered. You punched him, causing him to scream in pain. Ha! The old man silently evaluated. This technique is not only fast as the wind but also hard to avoid. Then the other hand of yours unexpectedly hit the old man's chest. Ah! The 2 of them fell to the ground, and he was furious. You damn boy. Tai Shen crossed his arms and looked down on them. Is this all you've got? The old man couldn't accept being looked down on. If you don't use your full power, do you want to be killed? Vong Tru Dien didn't deny it and asked, aren't you also hiding something? The old man responded, all right then, let's use all of our strength to kill this boy. He summoned his beasts. The old man did the same, calling out those red ghost-like creatures. You said, all right, let's settle this with a powerful move. You also started to use your magic. You think your Thunder Emperor's fist is perfect, so let's see how powerful it really is. Vong Tru Dien raised his 2 fingers and said the secret magic technique, Heavenly Convergence. The creatures he summoned immediately rushed towards you. You were surrounded by those beasts. He gloated and said, this is my secret inheritance technique. Although my strength can only use it reluctantly once, these combined divine beasts, each has a cultivation level of quintuple unity or higher. Moreover, as long as I don't die, they can be reborn countless times. Tai Shen, I want to see how you can stop this move. You speak, yet you know the summoning martial arts. If I'm not mistaken, it must be closely related to your divine martial prowess. He both touched the O-ring and responded. It's true that my divine martial prowess is the combination of the divine beast and the martial arts. This summoning martial arts exists with me. The divine evaluated. The summoning martial arts are extremely rare. Your combination of O-rings must be at the golden grade level or higher. Not bad, truly not bad. Then he turned to the old man and asked him, what do you have hidden at the bottom of the box? The old man responded, not in a hurry, I will show you right here. He said and then transformed into an exact copy of himself. The deep palace exclaimed in astonishment. The old man said, "Divine One, this is the most enlightened martial art I have achieved." The Divine One said, "Interesting, you have discovered the ability to divide oneself. The elders say, if our bodies weren't destroyed, we would never have realized this terrifying martial art. I admit you are strong, but now I don't believe you can still oppose me." Tiu then says, "The most prohibited thing on the martial path is narrow-mindedness and being like a frog at the bottom of a well. You think you have the upper hand, but you don't know that there are people better than you." Tiu then steps forward. The collision creates a ringing sound. Vong Tru Dien looks at Tiu then and remains silent. The terrorists in this world are not something you can see through. Tiu then's momentum rises high, like a painted screen, pushing the elders and Vong Tru Dien back. Tiu then's hair stands up, and his divine decree is revealed from within his body. Tiu then shouts loudly, "It's been a long time since I felt this kind of power in the complete heaven's sovereign." Then, Tiu then raises his hand and releases a tremendous power. Vong Tru Dien is terrified and says, What kind of terrifying power is this?" "Hey Dao Nu Trong, Luke Trong, Bat Trong." The elders boastfully say, "Kid, it's time to show your skill." Vong Tru Dien thinks he's going to die. Tiu then is too powerful. How can he have such terrifying power? If I were to strike, I would surely be defeated by a blow. Damn it, at this point, I can only move forward or retreat. To kill Tiu then, I still must rely on my master's help. Vong Tru Dien gives the order for the summoned beasts to attack. The summoned beasts gather their attacks in their mouths and then release them. Tiu then erects a barrier and stands there waiting for the attacks to come. Heat flashes appear in the sky. On this side, the elders also summon their divine swords and say, "Go and die." The two swords approach and attack Tiu then in sequence. Against these two powerful attacks, Tiu then just smiles and stands with folded arms, letting the attacks strike him. Tiu then stands quietly. Then Tiu then smiles without any worries or fears, despite the attacks. A devastating explosion, like an atomic bomb, occurs where Tiu then is standing. The two people outside laugh happily. "Well done, very good fighting." "It seems it's successful," the elders say. While the elders are still laughing, Vong Tru Dien chuckles and says, "Ha ha, it's time to run, I'm not playing anymore." The elders are shocked as the ground trembles. What's going on? Seeing Tiu then still standing there unharmed, the elders become worried. Our attacks have no effect on him. Tiu then smiles confidently. "It's too late, there's no running away now, to save your lives." Tiu then stamps firmly on the ground. His body begins to float in the air, and if you want to run away, I'm afraid you won't make it. The elders silently think that they are probably going to die. We are completely unable to resist. At this moment, the elders are already trapped by Tiu then, feeling a force pressing down on them, unable to breathe. Vong Tru Dien, even though he's running away, still threatens, "Ha ha, consider yourself lucky to meet me when I'm in a good mood today. I can't kill you today, but I will definitely kill you another day. Just you wait, ha ha." Tiu then clenches his fists. "Don't think any of you can escape." With his words comes thunder roaring across the sky. Mysterious characters appear again in the sky. With the encouragement of Tiu then, Van Tu Lap immediately flew in front of Vong Tru Dien. He paused. "What is this? This power is overwhelming. The old men are really shocked, so powerful." Vong Tru Dien stands still. "What's going on? I can't move at all. This power is pressing him down. What kind of power is this, pressing me down?" His hands tremble, unable to stand up. He asks Tiu then, "What have you done to me?" Tiu then says, "It's been a long time since I used this kind of power." A giant fist punches through the red thunder layer, striking at the old men and Vong Tru Dien. Vong Tru Dien shouts, "I'm not convinced." His eyes are full of fear. But it has no effect. The fist continues to strike. Around the fist there are flames as if to burn everything. Then there is a deafening explosion. Dust flies in the air. In front of Tiu then appears a large fist-shaped hole. Tiu then stands on top of it. Looking at the hole silently, it's over. Lights and lightning appear in the sky. People far away see this phenomenon and break into a cold sweat. Fongbo Dao says this is the power of the master. The fat man and the skinny man have nothing to say. At this time, wind blows dust below the hole. Below the hole are the old men and Vong Tru Dien. Seeing that there is still life below, Tiu then exclaims in surprise. The old men have been mostly destroyed, but Vong Tru Dien's body remains intact. What kind of power is this after all? If it weren't for the master protecting me this time, I would have no doubt died. but the master said that no one under the peak of the United Path can break my defensive spell. Vong Tru Din's arm is bleeding. He thinks how can a punch from Tu then just now surpass the United Path scene. Tu then expresses regret that this fire spirit is still not dead. It seems that my strength has regressed. Tu then descends into the hole in front of Vong Tru Din. Vong Tru Din is frightened. Tu then, please don't come over. You can't kill me. Tu then laughs wickedly. Today you must die. There's no doubt about it. Vong Tru Din falls to the ground. His voice trembles. If you don't kill me, I. Tu then folds his arms and laughs. What will you do? Vong Tru Din grits his teeth and offers his own treasure. I'm willing to give everything I've accumulated to you. Just spare my life. Furthermore, I guarantee that I will never come to trouble you again. Tu then takes the treasure and examines it. There are really many good things. But even if I kill you, these things still belong to me, so why should I keep a fox in the house? Spare you a life. Vong Tru Din panics. Tu then, if you spare me, you can ask for anything. Tu then sighs, you can leave now. Then raises his hand to prepare to strike a deadly blow. Vong Tru Din raised his hand hurriedly and said, don't do it. As long as you don't kill me, I will bring the king to you. Tu then happily revealed a smile. That can work too. Let's talk a little more about it. As long as you don't kill me, once I return to the king, it's only a matter of time before I hold power. I am willing to accompany you and the king as long as I become the master of the king, Vong Tru Din said. Tu then, what you lack now is power, right? With the joining of the king, you will have wings like a tiger, Vong Tru Din said. Tu then smiled brightly and said, this is actually not a bad proposal. It's worth considering. Vong Tru Din let out a sigh of relief. Tu then sat down and asked Vong Tru Din, you used some defensive treasure to escape my attack, right? Oh, I meant your master. You, Vong Tru Din, answered correctly. Then he said regretfully, unfortunately, I only have one treasure, and you broke it. Tu then continued, how is your cultivation level now, master? Vong Tru Din hesitated and said, you are terrifying, but you are not my match. Tu then smiled wickedly and said, that's right. Compared to the king, I am even more interested in your master. Vong Tru Din said to Tu then, don't boast too much. What do you know about the internal affairs of my master's clan to speak such nonsense? Tu then calmly told Vong Tru Din to continue speaking. Vong Tru Din asked, do you know the cultivation level of my master? Tu then answered, I don't know. Vong Tru Din continued, my master's cultivation level is deep and unpredictable. Even I don't know which realm he is in. But I can tell you that even the strongest experts in the Hopedao Peak realm cannot withstand a single move from my master, he said. Tu then said, saying all this is meaningless. So why do I still need you? Vong Tru Din remained silent, not saying anything. Just leave. I suddenly lost interest in your master, Tu then said. Do you even know who I am, little child? Vong Tru Din said, you are Tu then, also known as the heavenly power. I know all of this. Angry and threatening, Tu then said, so you already know my secret. Do you think I can let you live? Vong Tru Din, in fear, raised 2 fingers to the sky and vowed, I absolutely won't reveal it. I can even swear to heaven and earth that if I reveal half a word, I am willing to have my soul destroyed. Permanently unable to turn myself around. Tu then sat on the ground, placed one hand on his knee, and said, not enough. I want you to establish a soul contract with me and wholeheartedly be loyal to me. Vong Tru Din, afraid upon hearing Tu then mention a soul contract, said, it's not that I'm unwilling, but I have already made a soul contract with my master. He responded violently, I would rather die than establish a contract. This is impossible. You can just kill me. Seeing his intention to die, Tu then immediately responded, all right, I will fulfill your wish. He condensed his spiritual power on one finger and pointed it at Vong Tru Din. Noticing Tu then's intention to kill him, Vong Tru Din, in fear, covered his face with his hand and said, it's not that I'm unwilling, but I have already established a soul contract with my master. Tu then simply said, Vong Tru Din continued, so. Tu then said, I can help you break that soul contract and establish a new one with me. Vong Tru Din doubted, can this be done? Tu then crossed his arms and confidently said, it may not be possible for others, but for me, it's as easy as turning my hand. Vong Tru Din bowed his head in silence, not saying anything. In the palace of Thiet Vo Dik, 4 disciples of Thiet Vo Dik were lined up, waiting for the examination of their cultivation levels. Thiet Vo Dik gave the order, Let me see how your cultivation levels have progressed." The disciples replied in unison, "Yes." All 4 disciples demonstrated their abilities. Then, they all attacked Thiet Vo Dik, who stood still in place. Seeing the abilities of his disciples, Thiet Vo Dik sneered. Then, all of them were thrown out by the protective circle he created. They could only scream in pain. All of them fell to the ground, and he scoffed. Thiet Vo Dik looked at his fallen disciples and reprimanded, "You are all supposed to be the highest level experts in the Hope Dao Peak realm. In a fight against my disciple, you couldn't even hold your ground. It is truly disappointing." The man with short purple hair kneeled on the ground and said in self-deprecation, "The talent of our disciples is too low. Even if we had a fraction of your little disciple's talent, it wouldn't be like this." When mentioning his little disciple, Thiet Vo Dik immediately became pleased. He proudly said, "Ha ha, not bad. True Ni's talent is truly rare. His cultivation level in the future will be limitless. You all step back for now." They kneeled down on the ground, yes. Then stood up and left. Once his disciples all left, Thiet Vo Dik immediately changed his expression. He became angry and cursed. "A group of trash with such disciples is truly a disgrace to me." Outside the palace, the wind was blowing strongly, and there were birds flying in the sky. Thiet Vo Dik walked in the corridor with his hands behind his back, thinking and calculating. True Nhi is a pure yang crystal, as long as it reaches the age of 20. It will release all its inner energy for me to use. A flame is engulfing a blue sphere. He was certain that he could break through, and I am sure I can break through to a new realm as well. Furthermore, once I obtain the pure yang energy, even if I am the emperor, I can hope to break through. I hope I can achieve that realm soon. He finished his thoughts and laughed happily, ha ha. He continued to indulge in his own fantasies. As soon as I reach the realm of the emperor, I can join the Kwang family and do whatever I want. He remembered Tu then and thought, as long as True Nhi resolves the issue with Tu then, I can gain the respect of Kwang Vo Tien. He laughed out loud, ha ha ha. Thiet Vo Dik thought of Vong Tru Dien and said, True Nhi, don't disappoint your master. I eagerly await the reward from Kwang Vo Tien. He remembered the moment he kneeled respectfully at Kwang Vo Tien's feet. And Kwang Vo Tien placed his hand on his head. He excitedly thought, my cultivation will soon surpass others. Suddenly, the notification card hanging by his side made a buzzing sound, interrupting his thoughts. Thiet Vo Dik held the notification card and asked, who is sending me a message? The notification card connected and an image of Kwang Vo Tien appeared. Thiet Vo Dik happily called, Kwang Kong Tu. He was so overjoyed that he stammered, hello, Kwang Kong Tu. Kwang Vo Tien in the notification card asked, Thiet Vo Dik, how are things going? Thiet Vo Dik deliberately tried to please Kwang Vo Tien and said, Things, Kwang Kong Tu, rest assured, everything is going smoothly. He wanted to win Kwang Vo Tien's favor, so he formed a submissive posture and said, Kwang Kong Tu, I have arranged everything properly. I will let my proudest disciple handle it first. He reassured with confidence that there will be no mistakes. Kwang Vo Tien threatened him, that's best. If it fails, you will have no chance to enter the Kwang family in this lifetime. Thiet Vo Dik pledged, it's impossible. My disciple is more talented than ordinary people and is also a member of the Vong family in Tanchao. He told Kwang Vo Tien in the notification card that there will be no failure in terms of cultivation or the power of the family. Kwang Vo Tien heard this and was not reassured but even more worried. I advise you not to be too complacent, that little brat to you then is not that simple. I suffered quite a bit from him that day. Thiet Vo Dik was stunned and exclaimed, what, Kwang Kong Tu? With your cultivation at a higher realm, how can you suffer? Kwang Vo Tien pondered for a moment, how shall I explain this? Being forced to lower my cultivation to this low realm, I can only suppress my powers at the peak of divine enlightenment. Kwang Vo Tien gathered his energy into the sphere in front of him and continued, even in martial arts, I can only use them at my current level. It's absolutely impossible for a normal person to be able to fight against me. But Thiet Vo Dik, you must know that even if I have divine enlightenment cultivation. The next part of the notification card continued with the voice of Kwang Vo Tien, so I advise you not to be too complacent. If necessary, you must personally take action. Thiet Vo Dik replied, yes. Then the notification card made a beep sound and disconnected. Thiet Vo Dik tightly clenched the notification card in his hand. He recalled Kwang Vo Tien's words and thought, Tu then is truly that strong? I can't not personally take action. This must not be allowed to happen. Then he flew away. Turning back to Vong Tru Dien, he was both excited and worried. Can you really help me remove the soul contract? But once it is removed, my master will definitely find out, and I won't be able to live anymore. Tiu then patiently explained, you are wrong, Vong Tru Dien. This world is very big, and you cannot see clearly now. Tiu then reached out his hand to continue explaining, I can only tell you that I am much stronger than you imagine. He thinks, this kid is sly, cruel, shameless, but more importantly. Tiu then saw the pure yang energy surrounding Vong Tru Dien and realized that someone like him could not have been noticed earlier. This pure yang energy is innate. If nurtured well, it can later share a bit of energy with this child. Vong Tru Dien was still hesitating, but then something fell and made a clattering sound. Tiu then gradually ran out of patience. What are you still hesitating for? I can't be patient for long. The sound of the wind blowing loudly can be heard. He started getting angry and said, either die now or bet on your choice. Vong Tru Dien was still hesitating about this matter. Tiu then didn't let him continue thinking. He said, I'll count to 3. 1. Vong Tru Dien became impatient. Don't force me. Tiu then continued counting. 2. Vong Tru Dien held his head and yelled, I'll comply with you. Vong Tru Dien decided to ignore his thoughts. It doesn't matter if I die early or late. It's better to live a few more days. If this guy can really create miracles, then what? Tiu then brought a spiritual force on his hand, bringing his hand closer to Vong Tru Dien. It's good to be responsive. Only a talented person would be able to cope. His hand reached out to touch Vong Tru Dien's face, then a flame burst out. Now I will completely remove the soul contract for you. Vong Tru Dien appeared in Tiu Then's eyes. He suddenly ran and jumped up. Tiu then stepped into another space, where there were large chains that seemed to be binding something. Tiu then was sure it was done. In front of him, the soul of Vong Tru Dien was tightly bound by the chains. Tiu then approached, grabbed the chain that bound Vong Tru Dien's hand, and broke it. The chains were then cut into pieces. Outside, Vong Tru Dien spat out blood. Tiu then crossed his arms and said, all right, your soul contract has been completely removed. Your spiritual soul is now injured, quickly go rest and recuperate. Vong Tru Dien wiped the blood from his face and suspiciously asked, is it really that simple? Tiu then smiled and said, ha, ha, it's just that simple. At this moment, Vong Tru Dien was sitting and treating his injury. Tiu then looked at him and smiled wickedly, HMPH. In the Thiet Vo Dik palace, the light was shining brightly, but Thiet Vo Dik suddenly changed his expression. I'm furious. The soul contract has been broken by someone, and my child is dead. He held Vong Tru Dien's lifestone and saw that it was still intact. The lifestone was not the problem. His obedient child was still alive. Thiet Vo Dik held the lifestone in his hand and thought, why is there no trace of the soul anymore? He thought about the method of erasing the soul's mark. Did it really exist? He tightly gripped the lifestone and said, is it because you betrayed me, my child? Thiet Vo Dik thought about Vong Tru Dien and smiled sinisterly, ha, ha. The sorcerer loved you so much, and yet you dared to betray the sorcerer. Good, very good. He went out. The old man would personally clean up the sect's business. Thiet Vo Dik walked and worried, damn it, damn it, damn it. Could someone have discovered the pure yang energy? If someone else gets hold of it, then all my hard work will be wasted. No, it absolutely can't happen. Back at Tiu Then's place, white feathers were falling from the sky, resembling snow. Tiu Then and Tiu Hak were still standing, watching Vong Tru Dien treat his injuries. Vong Tru Dien closed his eyes and suddenly opened them. Seeing that he had awakened, Tiu then asked, is the recovery complete? He replied, yes. Tiu then summoned spiritual energy and a flame appeared on his finger. The soul contract begins. Tiu then pointed his finger on Vong Tru Dien's forehead, and a bright light flashed. Then, he shouted, ah! His eyes became lifeless, and a roaring sound echoed. All around was full of flames.